Hi, buenos días, desde la isla.
Welcome to Body Story. You look just beautiful. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Sissy. I mean, I've been seeing all these interviews and we finally got one. So,
Well, you're a busy lady and we're in the present. That's all that matters. So I am going to ask you, sis, because I know who you are. Introduce yourself to whoever's watching or listening. Tell us your name, where you live, what you do, and why you said yes to Body Story.
my name is Santana Benitez. I am Coco's little sister, actually. And I am a chef and I live in San Juan in Puerto Rico, but I spend a lot of time in the States. So I'm here for the month of January, but this is home. This is the only place in the world where I pay rent. So this is home. Yeah.
Oh, and Santana, why did you agree? I mean, obviously, I'm your sister, but was there anything else that made you say yes to telling your story today?
I really loved your other stories. And I recognize and I know a lot of the women that you have interviewed. And I
Hmm.
just think, there's so many different, you vary the types of women that you speak to. And there's so many little tidbits that come out that each woman will say that triggers a memory for me.
Mm.
And actually I brought it up this morning. There was an interview that you did maybe like a month ago. And we talked about this. And she was talking about how growing up, like boys would pop bra straps and like flip skirts and like really
Hmm.
terror girls. And I remember that. I remember there was a specific day of the school year where boys would chase girls, and it was like this hunt, which is really, really foul. And so I brought it up to Frances this morning, my neighbor, a good friend of mine across the hall who grew up in New York. And
Yeah.
she remembers it very well. And she didn't grow up in New York. I mean, I didn't grow up in New York. She did. And we
Hmm.
had the same experience. And it just, those are the type of things that draw me to Body Story because it's like, damn, like this is real for a lot of us, for a lot of
Yeah,
women.
it
Yeah.
really is. And you're already diving into it. So where do you want to start? Where do you want to start with your body story? Like what immediately, where does your mind go instantly?
You know what? You know what went instantly? You can attest to this. I have been thin my whole life. Like daddy called me flaca. Flaca was like daddy has not called me flaca in probably 20 years.
I don't think you've been flaca in 20 years.
No, start with that. I will say I'm probably at my heaviest right now. Like I'm definitely, my boobs are the biggest they've ever been. My butt's the biggest. Like everything's bigger and juicier than it's been. But that also means I have a little tummy that I'm not used to having.
Mm,
And that's fine. I think it
okay.
took me to get here. We had this conversation about that grown woman pouch. Like,
Hmm.
I feel like I'm happy with my body. I am. I really do love her. But it's that little grown woman pouch that I had to just come to
Mm,
terms with that I think a lot of women have to come to terms with. I'm 35 years old.
hmm.
And it's just, my body has been telling me, have kids, have kids, have kids. So everything has like filled out even more. I honestly, what I will say is strange about my body is that I've been a size 12 for my whole adult life. I might
Mm,
have gone down to 10 when I was like really on my shit and I was younger in like early 20s. But
yeah.
I always felt, no matter how different my body looks. Like right now, I'm the biggest I've been. I'm still wearing a 12. When I'm sleek and
Interesting.
toned, I'm still wearing a 12. It's the weirdest thing how that happens. So
That
I
is
will,
really odd because, like, for me, I know when I'm at my absolute feeling the best in my body, I'm a 10. Like, any 10, jeans, dress, skirt, like a 10, that's when I'm like, dang, I feel great. So
yeah,
it does fluctuate between 10 and 12 for me.
for sure. 10, I haven't been a 10 in like probably since 2019.
Okay.
Um, of course,
Before the pandemic, of course, that makes sense.
we all blame the pandemic, but it's real. It's so real. And then when you're in love, when you're in a relationship, then you also stay soft, especially if you're a chef and you cook like I do. So
Hmm.
when you're cooking all the time and you're making these delicious meals and you're, at home being all cozy, then you gain weight too. And also just my age, like I'm 35 years old, so things are showing up differently. I will say though, um, the idea of muscle memory, like if you were active when you were younger or you have had a fitness routine and you happen to just kind of fallen out of it, it is really comforting for me to know that my body, although it might take a little longer, can
Hmm.
still get it together. Like I know what I need to do to look sleek, to bring this pouch down, to feel
Hmm.
my best. I have something big coming up and I just don't want to feel uh not my best. You know, when I feel
Mm-hmm.
really good, I know exactly what it takes. And if I give myself like 2 solid weeks just to be good, and I don't mean starve myself, but really, really clean it up, I know what my body needs to
Yeah.
get. But I'm not there. I don't necessarily feel the urge to do that. I'm about to take a pretty epic trip, and I'm it's all focused on food. As a chef, as a content creator, I'm going to be doing a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just part of it.
So how do you balance that, Santana? Because you put on, girl, you were wearing a bikini if you're feeling your best, or if you just said you feeling a little juicier. Like you just really, this is something I think I've loved about you and Noelle my entire life. When you were super skinny and daddy was calling you flaca to how you're
I
telling us now you're at your fullest. Like you
hated
two have
being
all, you guys have always embraced your body. So for you being a chef and literally since you came out of the womb, always loving to eat, like that's never
all,
going to change. But living
always.
in Puerto Rico, wearing bikinis, even as an actress, like, just like these type of things, sis, like, how do you feel? How is that a both and? How do you find the balance there? Like to both still love and appreciate your body, but not give up the things like delicious food and being indulgent. Like, where do you find that middle balance to still really be in your body fully?
The balance really is, I got to focus on how my body feels. Like if I'm doing too much, if I'm eating ice cream, like a lot of dairy, cheese, like my body, like just my digestive tract, my
Mm,
bathroom, that tells me, like that makes me want to shift. It's not a, okay, I got to stop eating this. Like my body's like, girl, like take a break. Like
yes.
stop eating alcapurria and panadilla. Like take a little break. My body will tell me, and like I know how I react to seeing bodies that are softer, curvier. I'm like, oh, they look so good. Like people look really good when they are in this way. I think I like we get all this imagery on Instagram. I think the girls who are slim and athletic look beautiful too. The girls who are busting their ass in the gym and making their fitness videos, like people hate on that, but those girls are putting in work. So I respect,
Yes.
amazing too. The girls with the crazy bodies and the big old booties and they look great too. I honestly, I don't think that I'm kind of tired of hearing that same, oh, Instagram is ruining the way we look at bodies, which it is, but also like
Mm-hmm.
the world has 7, 8 million people. People look like that around the world. People have those banging ass natural bodies, small waistlines, big booties. They do, but
Yep.
also people are thicker, bigger, stronger, and they look good too. So
Mm-hmm.
those things where you're like, there's a range of like, there's something for everyone. The only
What's helped you come to this mentality, Santana? There are some women that are going to listen and watch this, and when they go out in the world and they look at other women, they're judging and critiquing their bodies, and they're not seeing the differences. I heard this incredible. Did I share this with you or Noelle? It was
what?
somebody. The idea of when you're walking out in nature, you're not judging how different the trees look. You're not like that tree's taller and skinnier, and oh, that one looks so much better because it's shorter and rounder. You're just in it. You're literally just appreciating every single tree. And even
Yeah.
as I hear how you're describing the differences in women's bodies and things are people saying, it's like you're looking at the trees and appreciating. Why do you think it is it's so difficult for women to do that? For society to do that in general?
No,
Everybody. Why is that hard?
I think the obvious answer is that people don't know themselves or trust their feelings and know what actually feels good. So that it's a cliche answer, but people just go with what they think is the look, is what people want. And
Mm,
when you don't have an encouraging like foundation from childhood, when you don't have people like a chorus or even one person that's like, yo, you are good as you are. We are beautiful people. You're beautiful. We are beautiful people. If it's not reinforced,
yeah.
it's really hard to get to. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm not gonna be on some arrogant shit, but I do recognize that I do have traits that are considered conventionally pretty. So of course it's easier for me to
Mm.
like come to terms with what I look like. It's not that hard.
What do you mean? Can you talk about what do you mean conventionally pretty? Tell me more about that.
I can go on a lot of different levels. Like we can go even in the realm of just like our Black existence, our Black world, obviously colorism, being light skinned,
Mm-hmm.
or go from like being a thicker girl, but with a smaller stomach still. Like people look at like plus size models that are like my body type. Like I'm going to stand up just so I can be clear, right?
Sure.
Like,
This is the
I,
body story. Oh,
right?
that's
Like
cute. I like that little.
I'm a size 12, right? Like I have a little thing here. Also
Oh,
like, it's also like in the realm of like what's acceptable to be bigger. Like I don't have,
mm,
if I had a lot more fat around my body, like maybe it would be harder for me to accept that because it's not the accepted curvy where it's, you know, sexualized. So layers to that. I think so that is easier to come to terms with. But there are women, well, I think it's what you're exposed to. We watched so many films growing up, music, art, and when you see all types of people, you're like, that's just there's just a spectrum of people in this world. And just the way that I visually react to people, like when I see someone like, oh, they look so good. It's nothing for me to look at someone and be like, damn, they look really good. Feel it. Like, so that just tells me whatever they're carrying around in the world works. Anything can work for people. Like, have you ever seen people who were like how you just said, you really respected how me and Noelle just wear whatever. And like, Noelle is another sister of ours, gorgeous woman, she's 6'6", she's massive. Like, and I mean in height, she's big.
I think Noelle's 6'1".
Basically, and when you see her, you can't help but look at her. Beautiful. She's never been a size 10. She's never been a size 12. But she is she's easily the most stunning person in the room. So it's like, these are, you see people and you see what people carry and what people are able to pull off with just who they are.
When you were like a teenager, because it's funny, I was away at college when you were in high school. So I don't really, Santana, know a lot of your high school story and any things that came up for you with your body story in high school. Was that ever anything for you? I have no clue, dude. I missed all of those years when I was at college.
I specifically know what I want to say about this one because women around my age probably have the same sentiment, maybe. But like I said, I'm 35, which means from when because, you know, as Black people, like, butt has always been a thing. Like, that was never a shock to me. Like, we grew up hearing music, talking about ass, movies. We just know that's what it is. So
it is what it is.
That trend of booty was like a trend for the world. It wasn't a trend for Black people. But and for the world, it felt more of a pressure to have an ass, to be a thick girl. If I'm Black and Puerto Rican, where's my booty? Why am I tall and thin? Like, that was like the J-Lo, Bootylicious, that whole era.
Yes.
When all about asses in their songs. Now everyone's talking about asses in their songs. And it was just a whole thing. And so I was like a size 6 in high school, tall, skinny. I wasn't like gangly, but I was like I didn't have body. And so
yeah, it's
true. You feel you need body, and then you get body. You're like, oh, I need a little less body. It's some bullshit. It's really some bullshit, y'all.
I mean, it's like we are, you know, my girl Brandy, she always says we're hypocritically human. It's like we can be very empowered in our body and love it, but then also still be hit with the stuff that society's telling us too. And that is a big part of my obsession with this project and getting this movement and getting these stories going, is that like that, exactly what you just said, like that type of pressure. Do you feel pressured in any way like that in adulthood that you might have when you were in high school?
No. You know me, girl. I don't be worried about what people think of me. And that's not just something, I don't care what people think. Like, you care people think on some level. I care people think about like work that I put out. And then to a certain extent, like, I don't, you know, I think the reality is we care more about ourselves, what we think about ourselves, than anyone ever could. And that's facts. Like, if you go on the beach or at the pool one day and you feel self-conscious, look around. Nobody's looking at you. Nobody. People are there to worry about themselves, their own bodies, getting their sun, getting their water. No one's worried about you. So I feel like we got to remember that no one's worried about us in that regard, as much as we. And I mean, really, when you're walking down the street and you see someone with a bigger stomach, do you even really see it? Do you even care? Do you even think about it?
But Santana, let me just pose a different perspective. You walk around in the world, not, again, everybody's an equal tree, but to somebody that if they have their own things that they're self-conscious of, they are sitting on the beach looking at other people. They are walking down the street and looking, you know what I'm saying? And I can even think of when my weight loss journey started. I remember when I did see people that were at a place where I wasn't anymore physically, I would instantly go to how much work it took me to be in a place where I'm in my body and I'm comfortable. And I still didn't like that feeling because I felt like I was still somewhat judging them. Just because I had made a decision to do something different, I still don't like when that little bit of judgment comes up. So there are still people walking around critiquing each other. There really are.
What about them and their body? Who cares what you know what I'm saying? That's my whole point. Like, even if people are looking, projecting? Who cares what's in their head about you? I don't, who cares? Like, honestly, truly, if you really boil it down to that.
Yeah.
If a random person and they're projecting, oh, I'm kind of judging them. Okay, bye. You don't even remember that you saw me. Yes, you go a day passes, you don't remember that you passed me. Like, these
Yes.
are significant things that it's like, even Tasia, like, I'm gonna bring this in. This is random, but she's like, I was telling her she's coming to visit me tomorrow, and I was like, Tasia, pack. Tasia's our little baby sister. Pack super light. Like, you don't need. I was like, for the plane, wear the outfit you're gonna wear on the plane, wash it, and wear it
We're
back.
back.
And she's
Duh.
like, I can't be repeating the same outfit. I was like, you're clearly 26. Like, who gives a shit? Like, you want to pack outfits to go to Puerto Rico for 4 days just to bulk up your bag? I was like, wash your outfit, put it on, and go. Like, no one will remember. Even at the airport, people, they won't remember your little outfit. They don't
At
care.
all. Dude, isn't that funny? The different evolutions. It makes me think about, this is odd, but I'm already thinking about menopause, dude. Isn't that crazy? I think when mom started going through menopause and
I'm
she'd
not thinking
have,
about menopause. I had no kids yet. Ain't nobody thinking about menopause.
but Santana, like, this is something, don't you, I mean, I don't know if you saw it much, dude. Mom would literally open the freezer and like stick
Yeah,
her
yeah,
head in the freezer. And it was, she would just let the hot flashes go, never
yeah.
took medication. But I think mom's experience with menopause, it got me thinking, like, dang, first you gotta worry about getting your period. Then you gotta have it all these years. It's
Oh,
like, it goes away.
it's the worst. But no, I thought about menopause when mom was going through it. But I mean, I have 15, 20 years until that. Oh gosh. You know?
Motherhood. You've called motherhood the coolest hood in the world. How do you feel,
No,
Santana, about
I
what?
said that no hood like motherhood. I'm sure. I'm not even a mom, and I'm like, that's gotta be true.
How do you feel? Talk about that, sis. You're 35. How are you feeling about carrying?
I'm feeling excited about it. I'm excited about being a mom. I'm not pregnant, y'all, so pump the brick. I'm excited about being a mom. I'm excited. All my girlfriends who've been pregnant, most of them really enjoyed it until the end. They were like, get this baby out of me. I do know it's going to be a struggle. Let me not say that. I don't want to put that on myself. It's going to be more of a challenge for a snapback, but at the same time, snapback to what? Like, bodies are constantly evolving. I also feel like because I'm active and because like it's important that my partner is active, I'm going to stay in that mindset of keeping my body healthy. And also I think holistically, like I think about like this body is going to give my baby milk. What do I need to put into it to give my baby the best milk? It's like, it's always about how I look, but it's always about health first, like how my body actually feels. Like I think I'll turn into like mama bear mode where I'll be more focused on how my baby's feeling and what my baby's getting, what my baby needs before I ever rush to like be forced to lose weight. Plus, the way I live my life and the way I'll raise my kids outdoor, natural nature, walks, hikes, rivers, like my lifestyle is built to support recovery, even if that means that I.
Oh, I love the way that sounds, sis. My lifestyle is built to support recovery. Oh, I might need to jack that one, little one. Um,
Mhm.
can we transition to talking a little bit about it's nice to talk about pleasure, but can we talk about pain a little bit? Since you and I have gotten our 30s, we have actually quite a bit of shared experiences about pain we feel in our body, from, hips to lower back. How have you What's your conversation like with your body now when she is experiencing more pain?
Well, I will say this because for the last year, I know not year, I would say since June, I've been having a lot of pain in the sacrum. So like my tailbone, my sacrum area, which is that holds all the pelvic area up, the whole frame, and it supports your whole back.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I'm sitting here without moving around in my seat uncomfortably, like and I don't really talk about it because I'm not, as much as I'm on social media, I'm not really open about my shit, like personally,
Mm-hmm.
pain, anything that I'm going through emotionally, y'all ain't gonna see that. But I will say this, my pain, my physical pain is in the same way. And not because I feel like I have to hide it, just because everyone's going through shit. And I don't like, my back hurts so much today. And then for everyone to chime in, do yoga, do this. And I'm like, I do all the things. So that would just irritate me more. It's like this sound chamber, and I don't want to go there. So
Mm.
I don't share my pain. And I think a lot of people don't share it for those same reasons. But I will
But I
say,
think it's good that's why I wanted to bring this up, because you're absolutely right. I think people see, Beach Santana, beautiful chef. And it's important that we do talk about these other aspects of us that we are physically feeling at times that hurt, you know?
But the good thing is though, like you still see me. That's one that speaks to who I am as a person in terms of, yes, I'm in pain, but I'm still living my life in a way that I can, to where I'm like, I'm not going to stop because my back is out of commission, which sounds
Yes.
crazy to people, but like, no, I'm going to modify what I'm doing now so I can
Mm,
continue to go, because um, it can be very like emotionally, it can be
mm,
hard on you emotionally. When I used to being active, I was doing kettlebells. I had the most beautiful routine. I
mm.
was, I feel like had I not injured myself, I think by now I would be where I want to be at the end of the year.
Yeah.
By now I would, for sure, but that's okay. I mean, whatever, shit happens. So it took me a while, but the pain has since shifted in the last month or so from my sacrum down to my right leg, like the hamstring area, which sounds like a nightmare, and it is, but it's way better than the sacrum.
Mm,
I can't believe the pain that some days I would wake up. There was things I just couldn't do. I couldn't even clean the house.
mm,
Going to the bathroom hurt. I mean, this is months of this. I was working too. I was cooking for 12 something hours a day,
mm.
working. Like it was a lot. It was a lot. And I'm so grateful in the last month that it has really calmed down. And they say it's a good thing when pain in the body moves, like when it's joint pain, it moves. That means that it's not centralized in one area. It's a good thing. It means that it's
Yeah.
just kind of out. So that's a good sign, but it's not easy. Like I'm looking over my kettlebells and my weights over in this corner. Like I've been home in Puerto Rico for 2 weeks. I would have loved to be going in on that because I would have seen sleepness in 2 weeks, but I just
Yeah.
can't push. And I also can't excuse myself from activity. Like I need to
Mm,
stretch, yoga, something. Like I need to be
yeah.
doing stuff.
Yeah. And that I think is, that kind of how you're talking to yourself, or even in you, it just sounds like you're modifying, kind of tweaking, but still honoring what brings you happiness in your body, still honoring that movement, because that's been a struggle for me, Santana. I went from teaching all those spin classes to just lifting 4 or 5 times a week, and I had to pull like all the way back. But I just think when you're really in tune with your body, you're not going to fully just not being like not listen to it,
Yeah.
not knowing it doesn't feel good. You're going to give it something, and that I
Yeah.
hope people are taking
Yeah.
away from this. You've got to give it something.
You have to. And honestly, I know that health is wealth. That
Mm,
health is it is our number one thing, period,
it
dot. Because
is.
if you give me $10 billion and I'm gonna die in 6 months, or I'm so sick I can't even get out of bed or walk or go anywhere to enjoy my money.
What's the point?
What is that? It doesn't mean
Hmm.
all you would give those $10 billion to anybody to give you your health back.
Yeah.
You would trade that in and be like, fuck it. Excuse my language. You'd be like, I'd rather be healthy. It is the most important thing. And I
Yes.
want to last. I want to feel good. A lot of it is vanity. Duh. We want tight skin, we want healthy skin, but healthy skin and tight skin means you were using your sunblock, you were protecting yourself from the sun rays. I
Hmm.
mean, black people, we need it too. Light skin to
Hmm.
dark too, because the ozone layer that our ancestors had is not there anymore. They had more
Yes.
different. We need to protect ourselves. This earth is crazy out here. So sunblock, a lot, water. I keep the water around. Like
I
there's
have
just certain.
water. I have a water bottle, and it's such a good practice. I hope other people kind of, especially if you're trying to drink more water, just a water bottle in every corner of the house. You can go to any section of my apartment, and there will be a bottle of water, a cup of water everywhere. It's true. I want water everywhere, in my car, in my purse, dude, everywhere. Because then you're hydrated all the time.
True. So
What was you?
yeah,
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I don't even know, girl. It wasn't nothing important because I can't remember.
Well, sis, is there anything else that you're just kind of like that's a part of your body story? How do you feel about your freckles? I know that's
Oh my,
random. We remember we used to call you. Well, I didn't. Noelle and her friends did. Fecal face.
yeah, because they're dickheads. Oh, sorry, sorry. I listen, y'all. Coco is so prim and proper, and I curse a lot.
I am not prim and proper.
What did you say? This is
Compare
recorded.
compare next to you, perhaps.
Exactly. My best.
You're doing really well, sis. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
What else? Oh, what else do you want to share?
I
Oh,
mean, honestly,
I'm curious. Here, I'm curious about this. What do you think that you put on you look the best in?
ooh, I look good in crop. I'm a big crop top girl.
Okay.
I like crop tops and like high-waisted fitted jeans. So you can
That
see all
is
the
your look.
curves, have the little tight, this little area. I love that. I also love a good midi dress, like down to like my calves. That's really tight and fitted, like a sexy tight fitted dress that's
Mm,
long, but not
mm.
that looks really good. And I like bikinis too. I'm a big swimsuit person. I love wearing swimsuits.
Gosh. Did you used to think it was odd when we were growing up and I had my body conscious, like super self-conscious ways? Did you ever find that odd?
No, because I know the world is mean to chubby people.
Mm. Did you ever
The
feel
world
sorry for
always.
me? Like, did you ever be like, what's Coco's like? What was your? Do you ever remember how you thought about how I was just really?
I didn't
Uh,
feel sorry, but you know what, I do know inherently as a girl and as even a young girl even in the '90s. Remember, I was shady. I used to read your diaries, girl. I'm so sorry. You know,
I cannot, but that still upsets me. I had like a little no sisters enter.
hate, comfort, and knowing that's some shit I would never do to nobody. Like, I'm not looking through your phone. I'm not looking through your emails. I'm not looking at nobody's shit. And I know this, but if I'm dating someone, I feel like I have to do that. I don't want to be with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because my intuition is screaming at me for a reason. There's a reason why. Nope, I'd rather not. So I was a kid though. You know, I was just being nosy. Um, I felt bad because I felt like I know how boys were, and I feel like there were boys that you liked, and your weight was an issue for you and for them. That's just
Mm.
what it was, you know. And
You know,
now
it's
none of
funny though, sis. In hindsight, those boys that I was writing about and the stuff that I that was just my own thoughts. Like in total hindsight, that was my own self-consciousness. It really wasn't them. That was all me. So it's really incredible your evolution when you see how you put your own stuff and project that onto others.
is a mother effer. But yeah, um, no, I didn't feel sorry for you. I didn't feel sorry for you. I did feel sorry for people though, because I know people used to get teased being called fat. And I just thought like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. Maybe because I grew up with like you guys were bigger girls growing up. It was like a topic.
Hmm.
So maybe I was just more conscious of that, you know?
That could have been it. Did you ever like speak up? Like, do you remember stuff in high school when people would? Because I remember high school, man. People would go in. Like, people were really cruel sometimes. Like, really
People would go,
cruel. Did you ever feel the need to stand up for people? Like for especially girls?
oh yeah, that's me my whole life. All day. Seriously, you know that.
I know, I know. What are things, sis? You're really, you're very aware and way hipper than I am. What are things that you see in social media and stuff like trends when it comes to, you already mentioned how people are like saying that social media makes it hard on our bodies, but what are other things that you see that is like a reoccurring theme around like bodies and women?
I think like I'm not gonna lie, like, and I have, you go to my Instagram page right now and you see, I have pictures of me in bikinis. I have very like, body revealing clothes or pictures, but there's a certain type of like photo shoot that people are doing now or have been doing for a while. And it's like this, it's like people that are obsessed with posing to show you their ass. It's the weirdest thing to me.
Mm,
I've gotten over that. Like I know it's been going on for years, but
yeah.
the ass is like you're like, I'm gonna upload my ass on Instagram real quick. It's just strange to me. It's not about, I'm not shaming your body, but it's just a weird way of doing it. Like the way that I don't know. I notice that all the time, and I'm like, it
And
makes
is
me.
this, do you think that do you think that's like society and show your booty, or is that just like, let me just get a little bit of a what do you think that comes from internally when a woman
It,
does that?
it's still the ass obsession that has been going on since the early 2000s, I think. And then you have like all the really tacky, really celebrities who that's just they kind of set the standard, and
Mm,
people really, really go with what's people. It's that's what blows my mind. That's another reason it was nice to step away from social media. It's irritating to see people do the same thing, the same patterns. Like we all fall into them. We all have things that everyone does, but like when you
yeah.
start to catch a trend, even like a word being used and it catches on quickly, it's like annoying to me for some reason. It annoys me.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's
No,
but
I feel the same way, sis. And I think anybody that's on social media, likely people that are watching and listening this, they are.
I
That
think
check.
another trend that we talked about on the opposite end of the self-love, people are taking the self-love bit too far.
Mm,
Like I think it's great that you accept yourself, but I don't care about your self-acceptance lessons every single day. Late, so you can even show us a selfie or an ass shot. Like I that kind of shit, I don't care. I'm not interested. I don't
do
find
you
it
think
interesting.
that's really self-love and acceptance? What do you think that is? Is that really what
No,
that
it's
is?
not self-love and acceptance, but it's just trying to create content to add to that conversation, but it's not legit. You see it and you're
Mm,
like, too much. That's a big trend that I see. That's a really big trend that I
mm,
see. People are just better off just being themselves and not even addressing the fact that they love or they accept themselves. It's okay to share that, everyone. I think that's important, but this whole self-love, I'm beautiful, I'm cute, I'm shit. I'm seeing a lot of those captions. I'm like,
mm-hmm.
who's self-love is great. Like I feel like I'm the shit, but like I don't know, it's just kind of cheesy that this
Mm.
like the thing that people do. Like, all right, we got it.
You sounded like Noelle. You know what? I would agree with that, sis. And I like to keep my glass half full. I love the self-care, self-love, but I'm noticing people confusing that and being selfish, actually not understanding the
Yeah,
difference, using like, oh, put me first, but literally dismiss commitments or not follow through on things, plans. And I just feel like people are blending those lines. So even like with this body story, I want women and girls to listen to this and think about, what is this person right now saying in front of me that I can relate to? What can I
right.
learn from them? Ooh, I've had that thought. This is a different way of thinking about it, and not get caught up in all of us, the sameness that's happening in social media. It feels like a lot of the sameness, people just not
Yeah,
comfortable being themselves.
yeah. And so that really has turned me off. I mean, I'm on social media and I love it, but that's why I always say I like Pinterest better because Pinterest is
Mm.
imagery that you want to look at millions and millions and millions of photos, but there's no social interaction. You don't have to hear nobody's opinions. You don't have to hear the same comments, the same, compliments, the same. And I'm not just reading it in passing, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
what else?
Yeah.
I think it's very disturbing how so many very young girls, like girls who are not out of high school yet. And I don't know why they come across my explore page, maybe because it's like fashion pages. I don't know, but you see them really exerting themselves as grown women or trying to really, and I get that. I don't, that's natural for me.
I can't even believe I didn't ask that. That is something, and maybe this is the old fashionedness in me, seeing young girls not
Like
just
young,
being in that youthfulness. Like, don't you feel growing up that we stayed in our youthfulness? I don't know how mom balanced that of us.
well,
Like, I don't
mom
feel
did
like we were ever too grown.
because mom didn't play. Mom didn't play, and I think it's natural for girls are at that age to want to be like, I'm getting older. That's so normal. But
Oh my gosh, I begged mom for lipstick. Remember, I was like, Mom, please let me wear lipstick. And it was that light brown color I was allowed to wear at 16. Ooh.
yeah. And exactly. And so I don't blame the girls at all. This is more about how I feel like the access to young girls and what young girls look like all over social media. Like it kind of, and they see older girls and older women and they emulate that because they think that that's the new way to be sexy. That's the new way. And it's just like, damn, like y'all are
Mm.
so young. You're still in your mama's house. Like you haven't even graduated from high school yet. Why are
I
you
know.
here
And
doing
they're
that?
not, and I think the bigger vision for me, sis, as a grown woman is, we're able to move and exude this type of sexuality and sensuality because of our life experiences as women, because of things
Definitely.
we've gone through in our 20s and our 30s. So there is the grownness to it because we're grown. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm not saying I'm closed-minded. I just don't like seeing young girls already being grown like us. It really still bothers
Yeah.
me.
And I feel bad. It's not about the girls. It's about this. This is what social media for bodies has done. That is absolutely.
Yes.
Like, what do you expect them to do? Like, and we didn't have social media when we were in high school.
Oh, can you imagine?
MySpace came out after high school. Like that wasn't even in high school. Child,
What
no.
do you think would have been the difference for you if social media had existed? What do you think might have been different for you, sis?
I might have gotten in trouble with mom for trying to be grown on social media.
I could see that, sis. Ooh, I could see that. You're right. It's so true. Wow. See, look at this. Look at how we're like having these
Girl,
feelings, but seeing how it would have been our truth too. It's just,
yeah.
oh man. Wow. The pressures of being a woman. But isn't it wonderful?
I know I wouldn't change it at all. But back to what you said about how being older and like, I do feel like I don't feel intimidated by situation. I don't feel like I feel like when I'm in my, as the kids say, when I'm in my bag, like I'm good. I'm good. Like I feel good. You
When you're
know.
in your bag, I don't know what I've never heard that.
You never heard that?
No. What does that mean? Like in your zone, like feeling fly?
You're doing your thing. Like you're in the zone. You're making money. You feeling yourself. You feel good. Like you're in your bag right now.
In your bag, like in your
Yeah.
purse wallet? I don't get it. The in your bag. What's the in your bag though? I don't understand.
You're in
Whatever.
your expression. Like you. Oh, I'm in my bag right now. Like or even getting money. I'm in my bag. You're in your bag. You're feeling good. You're doing your thing. You're succeeding. You're feeling yourself. Just know that it's that.
Oh, it pays to have little sisters. Sis, is
Mm-hmm.
there anything, because I feel like you really gave some knowledge for young girls to take away from, but is there anything you want women younger than you to take away from your body story?
Women younger than me.
Or any woman listening?
Um, I guess the truth is you can't really meme yourself into believing that you're the shit or believing that you're good enough. You can't. And I don't
Mm,
know how to do that. I don't know how to tell people where to dig down deep to get it from. I don't know. I just think that maybe some point people will realize like, damn, it's not, it will take years to realize like it's not worth obsessing over.
mm.
Even if it was your hard for your whole adult life, even your child, like it's just not worth obsessing over. There's a lot of real shit we have to do, a lot of big fish to fry right now. And honestly, putting my ass on Instagram and making sure that people know that I'm fine on Instagram is not one of them. But that's just me. That's
Yes.
just
Well, very good advice, sister. I want to thank you so much. We're doing that island life stuff, so there might have been a few moments of freezing, but we got through our interview and I think you only dropped maybe one or two F bombs, so you did really well.
I cannot say the F word.
Well, we have it recorded, so we can always go back and verify.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to verify, sis.
Oh, I love you. Thanks for sharing your body story. And if anybody wants to follow you on social media, how can they stay connected with you if you so choose?
My first and middle name, Santana Caress. Boom. On all platforms. Well, not all, just Twitter and Instagram. Facebook is private and I don't tick or talk. So Instagram.
Me neither. I'm just not cool enough. I don't even know if I can add a yet to it. I just don't know if I'm ever going to be cool enough for that.
My manager set up a page for me just in case, but I'm like, I'm not loading anything there. I don't even know what it looked like. I feel like I would open the app and be like, nope, close it. I can't. I don't want to. I'm an old millennial. I'm a geriatric.
Know.
Like I'm not.
It overwhelms me. It overwhelms me.
On it. Older millennials, we've maxed out. Like a lot of us have maxed out on apps. I'm not. I don't want another fucking social.
Oh, I should have made a bet. It's okay.
That was the first one.
No way, dude. I swear I heard another one, but it's okay. It makes the interview more colorful.
Y'all are grown. Watch it. Listen to it. If you're on Instagram, you've seen worse. Bye.
Love you, sis.
Love y'all.